Mm.
Hello and welcome, everyone, to Was That in Good Taste? I'm going to be one of your hosts tonight, and my name's going to be Chandler Phillips this time. And with me, as always, is another one who's going to make up his name right on the spot right here.
I was going to say, this time, my name is James Beery.
This time.
Forever now and always.
I'm sticking with this one.
Until I decide to change it.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us, James. And thank you for joining us at home.
Don't forget.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you really vibe with what we're putting down. And what we're putting down today is a couple of fantastic cocktails where we talk about some fantastic topics. So lucky you. You just happened into the spiciest podcast at this side of the Mississippi.
It's not green enough.
It's not. I feel like this music doesn't really fit.
Because I didn't have another one.
All right, that's fair. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Was That in Good Taste?
We don't do like a gravity. We're defying it. We're defying it.
Do we have like just something a little bit more like fanfare?
Fanfare? Defying Gravity! And in the land of Oz.
Fantastic.
Here is the great and powerful wizard,
Chandler Phillips. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Listen, we have a great show for you tonight. We're going to be chatting with James, and he's going to tell us about some of his and my favorite musical movie adaptations. Vice versa, the musical to movie, the movie to musical pipeline. It's a crazy, wild world in that place called Hollywood. But here we're in New York City, the place of theater, the Broadway.
They call it the Hollywood of the Northeast.
They call it the big one.
You take a big bite out of it, or it takes a bite out of you.
Oh, I like that.
Oh man, you know what it is? I'm so sad. You know why? Because I didn't put it directly into the glass. It was sitting inside the shaker.
Oh, so it lost its foam.
Right.
Oh no. Well, James, tell us about this fantastic cocktail that we are trying for the first time right at this moment.
This is Defying Gravity, a drink that isn't, but after drinking it, I feel like I may be defying gravity.
Have you ever tasted this before?
No, I haven't actually. I've seen it before. And all right, I was reading cocktails and stuff like that, and I came across this at one point, but it didn't jump out at me.
Well, why don't I recommend you try Defying Gravity, and I'll tell the good people at home. This cocktail comes to us courtesy of Sarah Cuscone.
Wow.
Of tablemagazine.com. In full disclosure, guys, I just typed in Defying Gravity cocktail, and this is what the AI with Google popped up with, and then it directed me to this site. So that's what we got. That's what we're trying. And it is a fun mix of one of our favorite cordials to feature on the show, absinthe. We've had a lot of it lately. See back to our Franken sour, where we did an absinthe sour with a red wine float. Now we're doing kind of a similar variation on this, except instead of red wine float, this one's got gin in it. So it's going to be absinthe, lime juice, simple syrup, and gin. And then what else is going on in this, James? Tell us about the breakdown of this cocktail while I get my sip in.
Oh my god. This is fucking delicious. I did not expect this. I'm gobsmacked. I was not prepared for that smack of anisette, the citrus,
that smack of gob,
the sweetness, a little bit of the of the gin. I could not fucking believe it.
That is actually, yeah, that's a delicious cocktail. Ooh, frothy too.
It's nice.
It's got a nice mouth feel.
It does.
The texture.
The texture is great. It's nice. It's smooth in texture, like over the tongue, like down the palate. It's refreshing. It's delicious.
Almost a little bit of a cucumbery kind of thing.
Wow. Wow. Did you expect? Wow.
Well, I mean, you know how much I love a sour absinthe. Like I like an absinthe, you know.
Did you expect this to taste that good?
I did not expect this to taste that good because, I mean, no tea, no shade, you did use kind of the cheapest gin we could have found.
Of course. But you know what my opinion is about Seagram's gin is when you're making a cocktail, the thing people don't like about it, right? They don't think it's that complex. But in something with absinthe, right? A little bit of juniper, you know, it's a little sweet. I think it complements it fine. I think if you had something like the Amas, right? I feel like the Amas would be.
Oh, that's that mushroom gin that we had, right?
Yeah. I feel like that might be a little too spicy to go with the absinthe. Like, for example, in this, the absinthe is a delicious background flavor.
I'm almost getting like a little bit of beanstalk in there, I think. I don't know what the flavor is, but it tastes earthy and it tastes vivacious, and I love it. But
I did put my foot in it.
Oh, that's what it is.
I stuck my foot.
All them good foot juices. This is a fantastic cocktail.
It looks like a fucking dagger. It's supposed to be green, but you know what I think it is? The absinthe that we're using. I forget what it is. It's the Pierre. What is it? It's French. It's not that green.
It's one of those French absinthes, you know. It's the one with the box that has
Van Gogh.
Yeah,
it has Van Gogh on it.
Vincent, not the brother.
I feel like we should, but it's just not green. You know what I mean? I don't think that absinthe is green enough.
It isn't like that, like big, bold chartreuse kind of green-looking absinthe. It's not the green fairy you think it is.
This is green.
But
if you look at it, it has the green in it.
It has a green hue. I think it's greenish.
My God, this is a daiquiri plus 10. This is great. This is amazing. This is delectable.
If you were managing like one of those movie theaters that had a bar in it, would you put this on that menu as a specialty for the Wicked premiere?
First of all, if I was doing a cocktail at the AMC Dine-In Theater,
I wasn't naming names.
The Defying Gravity would be Hennessy. It'd be like a Hennessy with, because all their drinks are like that. All their drinks are just like punches. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna give you a short drink. They don't do that. You know what I mean? It'll be like a tall Hennessy apple juice cocktail with a witch's hat.
You think they'd put like a little cube of maybe dry ice in there at least?
No. What we would do if we had a bar, right, on the launch day of Wicked, and when we have our yearly Wicked showing, right, we're gonna have cocktails. We're gonna have dry ice behind the bar, giving us like a steam, right? You know what I mean? And we're gonna put green food coloring in it, so it's actually vibrantly green.
Like as a pop.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
I think it would be fun too to do like a Cosmo kind of thing, but with like a bubble over it. And then like maybe glitter in the bubble so that when the bubble pops, it's like
I love that.
Comes out.
$35.
That would be fantastic.
How much did you pay for that?
To actually have like a little confetti explosion if I pop the bubble on a cocktail?
Yeah.
How many of my friends have Instagrammed the same experience?
Oh.
Because I'm going to say it's a bell curve, but it's an inverse bell curve. Because if I'm one of the first, then I'm one of the first, and then it's hot. But if too many people have done it, then it's kind of overdone.
Since
but
when
then
do you care?
Then
Since
if
when do you
another,
care?
then if it's like, oh, everyone has to have like one of these pictures. It's like a picture at the beach during summer. Then yeah, I'm gonna go do it. I'll pay like, I don't know, $18 for it.
$18 for the bubble too?
How much does a bubble cost?
How much does a bubble cost? The labor.
How much does a bubble cost, Michael? What, $10?
You know what I think? I think that you undervalue the power of the worker, the labor of the worker. Freedom to the proletariat. Freedom to the worker.
I would like, I think they already make these where it's like one of those smoker guns that you just dip in like a slightly viscous fluid to create a. That's pretty cool. I mean, that is pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Imagine if you could do dabs out of that.
Oh my God. I don't know. Yeah, could you imagine doing that? Like, how could you even do that? The smoke comes out and you just do.
I think that, well, yeah. I'd have me defying gravity, I tell you. So, James.
Could you imagine? I'm sorry, but could you just imagine if we were doing this 10 years ago? We would have done or would be doing a Harlem Shake video.
Like
Oh, I can't you know, can you see
Yeah.
this on the table and then it
And
falls?
just like
oh, that's the end of the song. Remember?
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your amazing, funny intro.
You're going to see the Wicked movie.
Eventually, or
Okay.
have I seen it already?
Done bumped. Well, at the time of this recording.
Hey, defying gravity.
Did you get advanced screening? I feel like you're
Actually,
one of those moviegoers who might just qualify.
I had the opportunity, but I just didn't go because I was busy being sad.
Is that homophobic?
What? I'm one of the. It's like, I love Wicked. I do though. Like I do.
I just didn't want to go.
Popular.
Are you even a real fan?
I mean, listen, we're here talking adaptations, and I'm likely only gonna talk musical adaptations. Okay.
That's kind of
And adaptations of book, because I feel like there's different types of adaptations, right? You know, because you have adaptations of book to film.
I feel like the stipulations of the episode were pretty clear.
Okay, I didn't. What is the stipulations of the episode?
Musicals that have been adapted into movies, but also maybe we can also talk about movies that have been adapted into musicals, but also maybe
Like Dear Evan Hansen.
we can talk about books that have been adapted into musicals that have been adapted into movies, but then also books that have been adapted into movies that have been adapted into musicals that have been adapted back into TV series.
What about books that have been adopted into musicals that have been adopted into black musicals?
Oh, that's a fun one too. The last one, I was thinking of Matilda. Have they had a TV series yet?
Why do I feel like there was? Yo, wait a minute. Wasn't there a Matilda TV series?
But I think the TV series was a musical because there was a book.
No, it was.
The book Matilda, then the movie Matilda, and then
they
the
had
musical, and then
yeah.
the musical TV
Yeah,
series.
yeah, I remember because the last one is like her in the hallway and all the kids are dancing and stuff.
And the kids are just fucking breaking it down.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
God.
we don't fucking care who you came with. No way, no way.
Oh, it
I
was-
think you need a real one.
I think it was actually that song, but not with the. No way.
No way. Yeah.
You know what is the word? Okay, what in your opinion? I'm about to throw a curveball, right?
Yeah.
What is your favorite adaptation that other people don't like?
Ooh, okay. I've heard a lot of tea, lot of shade thrown at Mamma Mia, and I fucking love Mamma Mia. And I think it's just because...
Mamma Mia?
Here we go again. My.
I can never let you go.
Mamma Mia is a great movie. Mamma Mia has a great soundtrack. Here's my relationship to it. My mom used to get seasonal theater tickets for the Sacramento theater, and would always end up getting like the cast recording CD to all of the shows that or at least the bangers. Like she would always bring back a CD from the bangers, and Mamma Mia and Jersey Boys, and there were like a couple others that were like real good but like those two were the top. There was another one with Billy Joel. Walking Out. No, let's moving out. The Billy Joel story. Yeah, that one. Another great soundtrack. I love a jukebox musical for one. Mamma Mia, fantastic jukebox musical. Also,
Can you name another jukebox musical that's good?
I mean, Jersey Boys. And
Other than fucking Jersey Boys.
okay, I haven't seen the play, but I can't imagine that Jagged Little Pill is bad.
You know, I've never seen it, but I've heard that it's okay.
I've heard that it's real good.
I've heard it's okay.
I went and saw Anne Juliet, and this was on Broadway.
On Broadway?
And I was underwhelmed, but it was a fun time. Just gonna leave it at that. I enjoyed myself. However, there were parts of it where I'm like, oh wait, we're at like the epicenter of theater in New York right now, and this is who's okay. All right, okay. You know, we're having a fun time.
Okay, I feel so bad because this is like a side little conversation about Broadway, right? Which is not the fault of Broadway, right? But it's just that like there's like it sucks, it's expensive, there's no money, and so sometimes the shows actually kind of suck, or the theaters they're in aren't that fucking good. The seats are old, they're uncomfortable.
They've been around for ages. Broadway, though, is the place for musicals. Like, people talk about, like, London is the place for theater, but Broadway has the production level. And
I mean,
there's so much to talk. We talk Broadway. I am such a surface level understanding of it, and I'm still pretty. Another one of my favorite jukebox music. Actually, I don't think it's a jukebox musical technically, but Grease. Grease is fantastic. Grease is the word.
Oh, sorry, I'm sneezing. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Jukebox musicals are musicals.
He's allergic to bad talent.
It's like the minute that a song is like they come out and they start singing Lady Gaga, I just start sneezing. A jukebox musical is a musical where it's like pop culture songs, so the people come out and they start singing like Chaperone. You're gonna be watching like a play in a few years.
Oh wait, quick question. So there was the one about the Temptations that came
So
out.
I was thinking about that
because the music that it was coming out with isn't like pop music, but it was. I think it's just anything that the music is made
so
prior to the show.
No, jukebox musicals are specifically musicals. Because the thing is about the Temptations one is that I'm sure that it is technically a jukebox musical because it's like the songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But jukebox musicals effectively is where the music is not inherently part of the story. An example
Right.
is in Buffy, season 6, episode 7, Once More with Feeling. All the music is original, and all the songs are tied to moments that are emotional that are happening in the show.
That's a musical episode.
Jukebox, no, that was a musical. That the way they did it was written very well.
Yeah.
That's why I'm being a nerd about it, right? Jukeboxes are like Glee, where like the people are singing pop songs, but really the song they're singing is
It's kind of just
disconnected,
being fit
like Joker.
into it. Yeah.
Like Joker, like they're singing and dancing.
Joker is a jukebox.
They're singing.
Wait, but did the songs in Joker, are they not original?
No, they're not original.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. So you got like one original kind of,
You usually got like a reprise.
Yeah, it's like a Lady Gaga original song for the movie, but all the other songs are songs I don't remember because the musical aspect wasn't good. But it's like he's standing there and then he starts singing in the rain. You know what I mean? Like that's jukebox. It's effectively put a quarter in.
Do you consider this might start some fights?
You better drink faster because don't.
Is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a musical?
Absolutely, right? Oh my God, whoa.
Because
No, musicals sometimes.
exposition is done through song, but only in the first half, really.
Sometimes musicals, and this is the thing about, like, I think if I'm correct, there were aspects of Willy Wonka where the musical aspect got pared back by the producer because it should be like the same before, by the producers because I think that they were like thinking that the musical aspect wasn't going to be that strong. I'm vaguely remembering this, probably misremembering it, which is why the beginning is like a musical and the second half isn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which happens to a lot of musicals.
Unless you consider the Oompa Loompas doing like their kind of, like does that translate to music, or is that just at a certain point where you're like, this isn't a musical, but the Oompa Loompas are still singing, but they're just kind of like that's their thing.
No,
they're just
that's
a sing-songy people.
I think that's one of the aspects of the movie musical where the musical theming like continued through it, but they took out or they didn't lean into the rest of the music. Because I think the problem is musicals don't adaptations. The translation of musicals to the big screen is difficult, right? Because you have like Evita, right? People think Evita is really great. It's like Madonna, you know what I'm saying, right? It's like, don't cry for me, Argentina. And it's like, it's great. But like, I don't know, going to a movie theater in the last 30 years to watch a musical, unless you're really into musicals and maybe you're going to AMC Prime where the subwoofers are in the seats.
Yeah, like for Oppenheimer. That was a musical.
Well,
right?
I saw that for Barbie.
Was Barbie a musical?
No, but it just was really good in that theater. I'm seeing Wicked in the AMC Prime.
Okay.
Sponsor us, AMC.
Oppenheimer wasn't a musical?
Could you imagine? It's like, I'm Oppenheimer.
How does a
What did I do?
scientist, masochist, something of a son of a bitch make a bomb that'll fuck up the whole system of this?
It's like, I took the world in my hand. I took the world in my hand. What did I do? What did I do to man? I am God. I am man.
Bum bum.
I hate Rent. I love Rent, right? But it's interesting
I've
bringing
never
back
seen
people. You ever seen the movie either?
No.
It's so crazy bringing back people from
that-
the original Broadway run
Does that
20
make me a
years
bad
later.
ally?
I'm gonna be honest, no.
Okay.
Only because the premise of Rent. First of all, the movie, it's like bring back people who were on the stage in Rent 20 years before. Maybe 20. I'm exaggerating. I don't remember now. I don't know, 15 years, 10 years, or whatever. You know, but like they're old as shit playing 20-year-olds. You know, and they're sitting there and it's like, I'm an artist. I want to starve, but actually my family's rich and I don't have to.
Oh,
But
fucking yuppies.
you know, the movie is like weird. It changes some aspects of what's going on in the musical, and I don't really care. You know what I mean? My favorite adaptation of all time, I can never stop talking about, is one of the worst. Are there ones that are better? Are there even ones I like more? No. Well, maybe yes, but the one that I just like
Wait,
the
is this
most,
a musical adaptation
Yes,
of a
it
movie
is.
or a
It-
movie adaptation of a musical?
a movie adaptation of a musical.
Oh, I know which one.
Which one is it?
Okay, wait, no. You're gonna say because you already said it's one of the worst, but I think I know what your actual favorite is.
Oh, because I think I have a favorite.
I think you're gonna be
and I
like,
have another favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, you say what your favorite is, and then I'm gonna say what I think your favorite is, and you're gonna be
Because
like,
I realized the one that I
"Oh
think.
yeah, that is the one that."
Okay, I'm gonna say my original was gonna be Les Mis.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, because what it is that the one that I think is one of my favorites
Yeah.
is The Wiz. But I've come around.
Oh, that was the other one I was gonna
Yes,
say.
because I understand. I've come around. The music in The Wiz is better than The Wizard of Oz, but it is longer. It is almost long to its detriment.
I have a question for you. Is so I'm sorry to have cut you off.
Repo the
there.
Genetic Opera.
Is Repo the Genetic Opera originally a movie? Or
Wow,
was
that's
it
crazy.
a theater piece first?
I don't know. I've seen it a million times, but
Because
I think it's
feel
original.
like if that had made the Bing Bang Boom musical or stage to film transit, I feel like that would be your favorite. I feel like that would be your number one.
Oh, I can see. You know, I feel like the one that I think is of the highest like musically, being produced by Motown created some very interesting musical numbers in The Wiz. But the movie
Wiz is great.
is just very long. That's its weakness. One of the strengths of
But
the Wizard of Oz.
But the Wiz, did it ever make the like stage to film?
Yeah. No, totally.
okay.
The Wiz was on The Wiz. It's interesting. The Wiz is not an adaptation of The Wizard of Oz. The Wiz is an adaptation of The Wiz, the Broadway show The Wiz.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Ease on down. Somebody's in the comments. Actually, the stage
down the
play
road.
came after. Okay, listen.
My favorite song from that, and it was
Look
one
at
that,
us.
Like,
You think we know musicals? No, sweetie.
you
kind of.
can't win, child. You
can't
can't break
win.
even.
You can't get out of the game. The fucking crows, you know.
Oh.
It's like, Zeke, tell me now. Hey, you'll never get down. I said, I'll never get down from this here pole. Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, and people will fucking swear to me. They'll be like,
Wasn't Richard Pryor in that too?
Yes, Richard Pryor's the Wiz. People will be like, oh, Dorothy's the worst. And she's like, Toto. People are like, always use that clip. She's doing it like she's on stage. She's doing that. I think people sometimes don't have musical theory. Like, I'm joking around and stuff, but like
All these
real
people watching film like they're watching theater.
I think having knowledge about what you're watching is not inherent. It's not required, but it can enhance.
But it is recommended.
Oh, that's the wrong one. You can absolutely, watch and enjoy something without having all the context, but it helps. It can make it more fun. And she's like, Toto, and it's like, oh, she's like doing this over dramatic, over the top. Is that what's required for that role on the screen? I don't know, but I think
She's also Diana Ross.
yeah, I think that like she wasn't hired because she was calling for Toto at the beginning of the fucking movie. She was hired so that she could be up in there singing her ass off. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that brings me to, I don't know the story of Wicked at all. I know enough to know that the original cast recording is with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, and then I know that Ariana and Cynthia are doing the press stuff for the recent one. But I know it's in the not Land Before Time, Wizard of Oz. Could you imagine the Wizard of Oz?
He's on down. It's like here's the yellow brick road.
And a sharp tooth. The Emerald City in the Great Valley.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I know that it's in that. Also, wait, I had this thought earlier, and I just want to address.
A plus. Let's go.
What if the Willy Wonka cinematic universe existed parallel to the Wizard of Oz cinematic?
So we're just making up shit. I love it. Okay.
Well, because think about it.
At the end, when
what if Willy went to Oz, found just like an uncontacted group
obviously you haven't watched the adaptation or the adaptation prequel.
Are you talking about the
Oz,
Timmy
the
Chalamet?
Great and Powerful, starring
James Franco.
James Franco.
And who was the other?
It's Emily Blunt.
I think so.
Why do I feel like it's Emily Blunt?
Or Emma Stone?
Emma.
No, because she was the one who was in the Frankenstein one.
Oh, they all look the same to me.
So Elphaba.
People inside of the Wiz.
Elphaba is the Wicked Witch of the West.
Do people want me to? Because the problem is you need context.
I need context.
But it's like a spoiler from the books.
how? It's been around for so long.
Yeah, people are going into to see Wicked, and they go in there and they're like, I don't understand. Oh my god, she's green. She whoa.
What?
Wait a minute. She's
Was her dad Shrek? What?
I can't. You know who her father is.
Piccolo?
Oh shit. You don't know who her father is.
I don't.
You have to fucking look away, okay?
Me?
No, if you don't want to be spoiled.
Earmuffs. Earmuffs for spoilers. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Her father is the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
he gave her a
what?
potion. What?
What? Nepo baby. Okay, you can earmuffs off now. That's wild, but I did not know. I was unaware of that. So you were telling me earlier that this is actually not the full Wicked story.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It seems to be an adaptation of both the stage musical and the book, in which it is.
It was a book first?
Yes.
What?
It's a book. So here's the story, right? Which is The Wizard of Oz. I'm gonna throw out a fake date. I think it was either the 1930s or the 1950s, where it entered into public domain, right? So the original book does borrow things. Sorry, it's the 1950s because the movie was in the 1920s.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So
Lewis Carroll? No.
yeah,
No.
no. That's
Alice in Wonderland.
That's Alice in Wonderland. So what happened is that the book was adapted into a musical, but the original Wicked book is an adaptation of The Wizard of Oz from the perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Of the West.
Okay.
She, in the adaptation, they do things that were not in the original book. The original book, like the slippers were silver, in the movie they were red.
Ruby.
In Ruby. They're
red.
Ruby in Wicked, in the book as well, because it's partially adapting the movie, even though that's technically illegal,
What?
because the
Wait, so
aspects of the
book
movie.
readapted from the movie?
So the original Wizard of Oz is an adaptation of the book. The book that was public domain. The movie is not public domain, and
Okay.
the changes in the movie right? Or like copyrighted or whatever the fuck, you know.
Ooh, okay.
So the Wicked book, which I don't remember the names on, I think it's just Wicked. The book is an adaptation of the original book with some aspects of the movie.
Okay. So, are they allowed to do their Judy Garland impression in Wicked?
I don't really think so.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Kansas anymore.
Oh God, there's just so. Oh, why
Cut.
is my Judy Garland also like Jennifer Coolidge? I think
Everything you do is like Jennifer Coolidge.
I think so. It's just because we vibe.
You know, it's like, Toto, cut. Give me a cigarette. Give me some diet pills.
Oh,
Which I'm not making fun of her.
I'm awful hungry. If only I could just have a bite of toast while I was waiting in what used to be a trailer but is now just a half a can of a soda can. Why?
What the fuck is going on?
Dude, I cannot find my impressions today. They are gone. Anyway,
I heard that, so this is the thing.
so they're like roommates or something?
So
Or
that's
are
the
they
thing is that
sister-
Wicked, no,
How are they related?
they're in like a Hogwarts school.
right.
They're not
Because
related.
they're witches.
Right? They're like they're like in a Hogwarts school.
And are they related
Trying
to
to
the
find
like
out.
Agatha all along witches, or
No.
are they more like bewitched witches?
Okay, in the Marvel multiverse,
Uh-huh.
right?
There's so
They
many,
are witches,
so
but
many witches to keep track of these days.
using Marvel rules,
Yeah.
depending on what universe you come from, when you die, right, you go to whichever version of heaven or hell is associated with your beliefs. So, if you are a witch for Marvel, then you go to like the witch place. If you're a Christian, you go to the Christian place. If you're a wicked witch, you probably go to wherever wicked witches pray to or something. I don't know.
But would you go to like, if you believe in like a hell for wicked witches, would that be like kind of like the whole like, oh, a dog heaven is a squirrel's hell, and if like
No, you go to your own hell.
okay,
It's like Dragon Ball Super. It's like Frieza's in hell, and hell for him is being like peacefully in a field, unable to move, surrounded by cute animals.
Was non-binary. Was it?
I think Frieza is he him.
Frieza's he him?
First of all, are you fucking trying? Are you out here?
I'm just
Are you out here saying that Frieza doesn't pass? You're like, actually, you are a cis. You're a cis woman.
No, I thought they were they them.
What a privilege for you. Just they them and everybody, huh? Not trusting the black man either.
No, but I know who Piccolo is.
Why does everybody think Piccolo's black? He's green. He's a green alien. It's because Pycon, who's also a fucking Namekian, has big ass juicy lips. That's why.
Well,
It's the big juicy lips.
No.
Them and Mr. Popo.
No, well, if Mr. Popo's not black,
then it's
then there's a problem.
well, if he is black, it's also a
It's
problem.
also a
It's
problem.
like Mr. Popo, problem.
Mr. Popo is the problem.
It's like Mr. Popo, you're canceled.
You know what one of my favorite musicals is? From
Please do
childhood?
tell.
Cats. The specifically, I really liked the stage you know, like when you're a kid, like between like 3 to 6, and you'll just have like certain VHSs that you would watch on repeat.
You make me fucking sick.
Cats was one of those ones for me. Cats and Grease. Grease, arguably, way better soundtrack.
But it's Grease and adaptate. Cats is also not. Cats is an original.
Well, it was a screening of the stage performance of Cats.
Is that an adaptation? It's
No,
it's adapting it to film.
Now there's a since there's been Cats the movie.
We don't talk about that.
Okay. So I went with one of my cousins and his younger daughters to see that in the theater. They were of the appropriate age where like Cats would be like a fun thing to watch for them. And I just wanted, to hang out with my cousin, make a little trip out to Jersey, have a good time. I took about a 50 milligram edible before hopping on the train or over there, and it started peaking in the middle of Cats, and it was a wild fucking ride. I
It
tell ya.
must be weird with all the fucking songs out of sync. Not
That
finishing
was the thing that
songs.
was fucking me up the most.
It's
is
fucking
that
crazy.
The mouth didn't match the words.
And then they make the songs end weird. They play weird.
The
I couldn't imagine.
only thing I remember it is from McCafferton.
Yeah.
But how many of the Cats do you remember? The Cats cast? Because I know
You got
McCafferty.
you can You have the what's the match? I'm a little. Excuse me. I just need to implore you.
Stuffle up again. No.
I need to remind you to drink responsibly. I'm in my home. Okay, Mephistopheles.
Mr. Mistopheles.
Yes,
that's
because
what it
there's
is.
different. Oh, God damn it! There's different.
Good thing you're in your home.
I know, right? I like how this is the other. Anyway, they have the different clans of the cats,
Yeah.
right? So there's the ones that want to party.
The Jellicle Cats?
The Jellicle cats. What Jellicle do with God, cats is actually fucking terrible.
Because Jellicle. Oh, there's Old Deuteronomy.
Old Deuteronomy, that's one of the songs.
There's
Old Deuteronomy is the cat that they go to ask about having the party.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot. I think I sat it on that.
Are you gonna Zamboni it off the table?
Never,
That would be crazy.
never.
There's Bustopher Jones, another great name. Ian McKellen played Gus, the old cat.
Okay, the cast. Don't we miss? Who's in the cast?
Oh, I forgot about the other Rum Tum Tugger.
Oh, I'll be honest. That's like one of the few songs that was pretty good.
that one's a great one. I also fuck. What other musicals did I just really fuck with?
I have to go on
Yeah.
about Les Mis because
Okay. Yeah. Do
because
go on.
because
I've never seen
Russell
Les Mis.
Crowe kind of can't sing in it, but I don't give a shit. People always like listen to him, and I'm like, I love it because it's me. It's like it's obscene. I love that shit. I fucking love that shit. Give me a musical that's in my range.
I want musicals for people who cannot sing.
Look down, look down. I just love that shit. In Prisoner 24601, we go out, time's begun. You know what that means? It means I'm free.
How do you
love
feel
that
about
shit.
Hamilton?
That's interesting. That's another type of
Let's talk
adaptation,
about Hamilton.
right? Because
Let's
Hamilton
get into it.
is an adaptation of a book.
What?
And then,
It's an adaptation of a person.
no. Because Lin-Manuel Miranda read the Hamilton book.
Like the autobiography?
Yes. And that's what inspired him. And
Is that not an adaptation of a person?
but it's a book. So it's a musical that is a loose adaptation of a book. That's the adaptation of a person. Listen, the bar for what an adaptation is,
Well, here's my thing. When Hamilton came out, I had
ooh, go Hamilton. I'm proud of you. Go
Yes.
girl.
so many people who were like, "Oh my god, this is the best play ever. This is amazing. It's music and it's da-da-da-da." Loved the big record, like the celebrity recordings of it. However, every time I would listen into it, and I was a little bit of a history nerd at the time, and I was like, well, Hamilton did kind of like create the entire credit system that the American
But
bank
it
is,
didn't
like-
get you?
and it just like
It didn't tug at your
he
Theodosia
himself
writes me
is
a love.
kind of fucking he's a shit kind of person. Like if you look at his historical impact on America, he actively kind of caused the Civil War. Essentially,
Theodosia writes me a letter every
state
day.
credit system that made it so that it was.
I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the other side of Georgia, trying to keep the colonies in line. I don't give a shit about Georgia. I added the shit. Theodosia, she's mine.
Oh, that's a good one.
The world doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints and the saints. Come on. I actually fucking hate Hamilton for how much I love it. It is so good. It was
Yeah.
made so well. The people performing it are so fucking good. I was fortunate enough to see it. They put it on Disney Plus. It's the fucking best. Okay? I know that none of it makes sense, but I'm not throwing away my shot, you know? And it's like
And I wrote my way out.
1776, New York City. It's like the bullet flying through the air, and she's like in there, and he's like talking. And he said his name. It's like he did it, and it was Alexander Hamilton. And
Hamilton.
the bullet strikes him, and it's like, oh shit. Okay, I can't fucking help myself. I know that Jefferson. I know they're all slavers. I know Washington is a slaver, but like seeing Washington standing at the top of the fucking stage, they're like talking in the song, and Jefferson is like, yeah, I think slavery is kind of bad, and I know that's not really true, but you know what? I fucking like it. Okay, the music's good, the vibe was good. My name is Aaron Burr, sir. Huh, that's me. I'm just saying.
And it was cool to see like a switch up from the conventional kind of musical style where it was like everything has to be so kind of orchestra oriented, which I mean I think you kind of see these keystone productions that really define a style of music of the time that marks the musical as something that's bigger than itself. For one, like you got
Oh shit! Whoa, that's so good.
like Grease, kind of a silly musical, but it encapsulates that kind of disco, doo-wop, not even disco, but like that 50s, 60s, like it really tries to capture the music of that time with like, Grease is the word. It has like that quartet, that Frankie Valli, like in his early career kind of vibe. And then you move on to, something even like Phantom of the Opera, where I didn't know how much of Phantom of the Opera music sounded like an 80s synth rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like.
Like it's more rock opera than it is like theater. And then you kind of harken back to things that aren't necessarily theater productions, but I think rock operas do deserve an honorable mention because Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf is a fucking great album. And like all of these kind of things that have fed into this theater, like hyper performance of music.
That's why I always talk about Hamilton, because I think that Hamilton is a reflection. It's interesting. Hamilton, particularly as a modern piece of work, is a reflection of post-Obama kind of political you know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah,
because
I like the way
I
you
know
put
that like when like it came on Disney Plus, it was like it was like after the pandemic and stuff, but like Hamilton has been around before, then when Miranda was like singing it before Obama was like elected. It's like that era. It's a kind of politics that puts people of color like foremost in the front, but actually doesn't address any of the actual issues. You know what I mean? It's like it's pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
And it's
is
like
poppy.
it's pop Obama era, because like Obama, which Obama, whatever, like before that the economy started to tank. Obama recovered it, but Obama has some weaknesses. But like Obama as the face of the Democratic Party is because he's black and he's well spoken, and it's not just because he also was a 2-term president that had like a good economic outcome after he left, right? You know what I mean? No, it's interesting because Hamilton came out at that time, and so because of that time, the way it addresses history is not at all in a critical fashion.
Yeah.
Hamilton is inherently uncritical of the reality of the real world, despite you would think it's inherently critical because they cast black people in the roles.
It's Constitutioganda.
Absolutely.
It's really one of the I'm coining that phrase right now, where it's kind of made to kind of help romanticize the American origin story, and you this is a fun history, because you'll see across like emperors, there's all these like institutional revisions of a national identity origin story, and you see it in Rome with its change from like going from the Aeneid and going to the whole Romulus and Remus story, and like there's just like these kind of things that play into what the collective consciousness of how we're supposed to view our origin, and then how that impacts the way we're moving forward. So Hamilton being an example of that is like, it's really impactful because it's like, oh, here's the story of someone who's technically an immigrant who's come in and made influential things, and they're a fallible person, but like they were ultimately
Immigrant, orphan, son of a whore.
But I mean, then you look historically and you're like, okay, he was an immigrant from Puerto Rico, but like during the time of colonization, he was a white guy who just happened to live in Puerto Rico while white people still like controlled it as a colonial thing. And granted, he was a lower social status than the other colonials there, but he was still a colonist. He was still like,
I mean, that's the reason why racism, like the chattel, chattel slavery even came about. It's like, you know, pitting marginal, like the bottom tier of white people against each other, you know, and so that they could exploit, so that they would be like, actually, we're all together and we can exploit somebody else.
yeah. And it's, you know, oh, he came to the U.S. Well, I mean, they kind of were all still within the same umbrella of control at that time.
Oh,
too.
yeah, his family died of diseases that were common of the era. That's sad. Then
Big bummer, dude.
they
Sorry
left-
about the cholera.
They left him land and shit, and he was like kind of smart. He could read. Well, the bar is pretty fucking low.
Lucky this guy. He can fucking read.
Actually, think about the context. The reality is like, you know, you watching this may be more intelligent than Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
I know that he wrote lots of essays, but like his knowledge of the world or knowledge period was much I think shallower than the kind of knowledge we have today. But he's just like some white guy who lived somewhere, came here, and just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Well, he was in a room where it happened. Oh my God! Everybody.
Anyone could be in a room where it happened. Ben Franklin was in multiple rooms where multiple things happened, and he just kept his mouth shut and came like the rest of everyone else.
If you're watching and you're quiet, they won't bother you too much. You could just, you know,
You could just vibe. And then
stop.
eventually you'll be on $100 bill, and people will roll you up to snort rails.
A long time of my life, I've been like in spaces where people, like, you know, but people for a long time always thought I did drugs, and they always thought I was like part of their orgies, which is why I think they didn't invite me. But I wasn't.
Wait, they thought you were invited, so they didn't invite you?
Yeah, I think what happened is
I
that
just think you
because
weren't invited.
I was cool, so whenever they talk, they're like, "Oh, remember this time?" And I'm like, "No, but not like remember this time we did this thing." It's like, "Remember this time we were all smoking?" And I was like, "I was standing there."
You were just the guy in the back.
No, I was
This
no.
is such a fun time, guys.
I will say that I've been in an orgy or so, and the only time that I've ever seen that happen, it wasn't me. I wasn't invited, but I was invited once it started, and there was somebody who
All right,
was
so
there.
you were a +1.
Yeah, and there was somebody who was there, who was known, and he tried to get into it, and they were like, and he ended up sitting there, and I'm like devouring a boobie. It's in my mouth.
A whole ass titty?
And I look and I see him sitting there sad. And actually, I left. I got up and I was like, ugh.
I think it'd be tough to be at an orgy where you see the homies bumming out.
He's like sitting there.
It's
Yeah.
like, you ever go to Taco Bell with your friends and they're like, sorry, man, I can't get anything. And you're like, I just got like 6 tacos for 99 cents. You sure you don't want one? And they're like,
We're fucking different. Because everybody knows fucking poor as shit. And I would go get Chinese food and I would fucking hide. Because we used to always you come up the block. And it's like, oh, you got a quarter? You got a quarter? But then when I needed a quarter, they ain't fucking have one. You know? So I'm eating my Chinese food. And out of nowhere, these motherfuckers come, oh, can I get a wing?
damn.
Can I get a piece? Can I get a piece? How about you give me a piece?
That's a shame.
Robert Walker. Yeah, Robert.
You know what's another musical that granted hasn't been adapted, but all right, this is a loose affiliation. The Company, the musical studio documentary of the cast recording of Company, has been parodied by Documentary Now, Bill Hader, Fred Armisen,
Yeah.
to make a live taping of the musical Co-op. That's a musical that never ran. Is one of my favorite pieces of parody material that is based off of a musical, and I think the degrees of separation, I would still consider it a adaptation, and it is one of the funniest soundtracks for one. And so if you're unfamiliar with Company, it's about,
I mean, I know Company, but for the people out there in the audience who may not know about Company,
it's about our protagonist Bobby.
Spoilers.
The most recent adaptation, Bobby is a woman who's just reached 30, maybe 40.
I think it's like 33 or 35.
Like a
or something
big
like that.
milestone birthday, and is kind of like doesn't know where the relationship stands with their friends who have all kind of settled into their lives, either their relationship lives, what their career lives is, and Bobby's just kind of floundering around, and everyone's just like, Bobby, baby, Bobby, let me set you up with hobby that, and it's like, it's a lot of patter music, right? It's a Stephen Sondheim one. Well, in the Documentary Now version, Co-op, it's about a co-op and all of the stories going on in it, and it is fantastic. Where John Mulaney plays Stephen Sondheim. Taron Killen is in it. Pam, drawing a blank on her name. But two of the actors from Girls Five Eva.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I was just looking at this shit earlier. I was looking at that earlier this week.
And they do such a good job of parodying Elaine Stritch in the cast recording, and so to the point where like I saw this as a parody thing and then watched the original thing and then went to the play Company and was like, oh my god, it's just this.
It's like, oh my god, it's the same.
It was so fucking funny. And I think that's got to be my favorite musical. And it goes, at the co-op, this is parts of the scaffolding. Co-op, the staff can't do anything. Co-op, it's something of the mailbox. Richard Kind is in it, but Richard Kind's in everything. So, like, I guess that's...
I feel like I need to give like you ever have like the like honorable mentions? Cause I definitely have to go like the Chicago movie.
Oh yeah, the Chicago. That was another one. I didn't realize how many songs I knew from Chicago until I went and saw Chicago Live, which another fucking fantastic musical.
Where'd you come from? Mississippi. And your parents? Very wealthy. Where are they now? 6 feet under. But she was given one more chance. I fucking love
Paula Pell. That's
oh,
it's Paula Pell, Richard Kind, Renee Elise Goldsberry, and Alex Brightman, and then of course Helen Mirren to do the intro. But yeah,
Helen Mirren always does the best intros.
But John C. Reilly in the movie for Chicago also fucking fantastic.
Mr. Cellophane.
Now, Mr. Cellophane. Who do you think? Because you already know my answer. Who do you think deserves a jukebox musical? And like, or maybe not deserves, but like, you know, theater's not dead. I have an idea of who I want or what band I'd like to see have a jukebox musical.
Oh, you mean like how the American Idiot Green Day musical?
Yes. Precisely.
where it was just like weird, and it's like literally just them playing and singing a Broadway version of the American Idiot album.
And there's it's another one, Rock of Ages.
Oh, Rock of Ages. Oh.
Rock of Ages? Oh, it's a silly musical, great fucking musical adaptation or movie adaptation. Fucking Tom Cruise is in it, Julianne Hough. Fuck it. Oh, that's a banger of a movie.
Scientology, yeah.
Hell yeah. Look, I don't care about Scientology. If you can keep pumping out hotties like that, patati. Talking about Tom Cruise when he has the like tattoos of guns on his hip, like right on those cum gutters. Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm using this correctly. Are cum gutters the ones that are like the V down below, or are they like the ones right here in like your collarbone?
I will talk more about cum curtains,
With curtains?
cum shutters.
It's my cum curtain call.
You know what that is.
The Last Dance.
It's like the pull-out method. You know, but only instead of aiming for the tummy.
Okay.
You know,
I think I follow.
you're aiming for it.
Oh, okay. God, that's like you're going to the shooting range and meaning to pull left.
It's listen, okay. Have long-term partners and consensually have intimacy without protection.
I think I should get snipped. What?
Yeah. I'm not happy about it, but I've been realizing it.
We were gonna talk about some other musical adaptations before we derailed.
God damn it. What? We're running out of fucking time.
We're so close.
We're
So
running
wait,
out of the time.
What band?
Speed run.
Band, genre, etc. do you want to see have?
I want to see something crazy just because, like, what I really want to see is probably, like, either my favorite pop artist, pop punk artist, like, maybe I'd have, like, nobody would care about, like, a Say Anything, because Say Anything is, like, a Live with the Glory of Love, takes place, the in this city, fast and shitty, falls to the ashes. That's because they're talking about the Holocaust, right? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So, like, I could see,
Oh,
like...
yeah, you try to keep it a little bit lighter,
a romantic, like, musical. All right.
Sound of Music is also a great movie adaptation.
But I'm thinking, I want to pull, I want to get like I want to do a jukebox musical
Yeah.
of like post-hardcore music, right?
I agree.
So the kids are walking in the city, and then after the kid walks, she goes, "You can't get this job," and then he walks outside, and people are outside, and they're protesting, and the protest song goes da 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 da. It's the downfall of us. Oh, I would not have been there with myself if I could be this far, Come on.
And then in the same thing, there's like they're talking to their teacher. You're gonna go far, kid. Just you see, with 1,000 lives.
You're sitting on the porch with your friends,
skies.
right? And it's like you like D&D, Audrey Hepburn, and Fangoria. It's like you can't dance, you can't fight. So I don't want to fight. I just want. You get into some black people, you're just getting. No, that's a My Chemical Romance. I'm not. It's like walking around. I'm not okay. Or the romance scene. It's still me that makes you sweat. You'll think about in bed. While they're sitting in class writing. It's like, I get this teen hearts beating faster, faster. It's like walking to the hall.
With the good-looking boys and Harlequin girls. And that'd be a great
you get like a dramatic scene towards the end where the main character is undergoing a difficulty with their addiction problem. You know what I mean? And like they're going past the room and they're singing that Boys Like Girls song. It's like, do you feel like a man when you
do you feel like a man when you push her around? Do you feel better now when she falls to the ground?
And she's,
I just want to break you down so badly.
Oh, yeah.
Everything you say. And then you kind of give like that antagonist, like evil.
Come on,
like
tell me, Adam Driver.
Worst.
That's Adam Driver. Just like
I'm gonna make
damn sure
everything.
Oh my god! I also feel like I like the idea. Good, damn. I feel like we could do a whole episode about adaptations, like other than this one, because there's like the pop goes punk, where they would do like the metal versions of songs. You know what I mean? So it's
the
like
ska versions.
we're still fresh, we're still fly, baby. It's like, it's like fucking the metal version of Still Fly. What was that? What was that song about calling people and having a number and it's random that you call them? That pop music goes through my head. What's it?
303. No, I think we're thinking about different things, but 303 just doing the nice legs, double D's makes a man go like.
You know what? Oh my god, I would love to do a pop punk jukebox musical.
That's what I think would be.
But I feel like because the problem is, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I have
The
one.
problem is all of these bands are problematic.
He's sitting there, and they're talking to him. He's in
Whoa.
the moment before
Well,
the
in
turn, before the ego death. You know what I mean? So admit it. Despite your pseudo-be, there's like different types of. Despite your pseudo-human appearance and vaguely leftist doctrinal beliefs, you know nothing about artist sex that you couldn't read in any trendy New York fashion magazine. Prototypical nonconformist, you are a vacuous soldier of the historic Gestapo. You adhere to a set of standards that takes. You laughed at your jacked up Navajo haircut less than a decade ago. Yeah, say anything, admit it.
Yeah.
When you're dead, rest. I like the escalating.
It's just a long ass monologue into it.
Yeah, I love that. You got to give them some talking. You know what I mean? You can do like for fun when the characters, because the reason for thematic consistency, right? The characters, the reason why it's punk and like hardcore music, because that's what they like.
Yeah.
Right. So you could have scenes.
I'm almost kind of picturing like a has-been hotel kind of like
I love that.
circusy, like almost like a Cirque de punk.
They're like
kind of
walking.
thing.
They're
It's
walking through a
about-
place.
Oh, it'd be about like two teens who run away from their abusive households and they join a circus, but the circus is actually more abusive, but in more psychomanipulative ways and less in like the physical beating, but also they're kind of subby, so they're into it.
Oh my god.
This ain't a scene, it's a goddamn arms like that is a fucking ringleader.
What's the conflict? What's the conflict?
Well, now that it's okay, so picture like it's a kind of conflict like Rocky Horror, where it's like they've escaped, but now they've entered into a whole like an out of the frying pan into the fire kind of deal, and then like so the people there are actively trying to convince them to stay, even though the red flags are all around immediately. But
my
they're just
God.
like, it's the only safe place outside of,
When they leave, it's not safe.
and it's never
They're
safe.
like bumping around. People are slamming into them, and
and they're
thinking,
pulling them apart.
and they're getting dragged, and people, it's just like dragging them around. It's like just moving through it, different songs, like a motif.
I'm an arms dealer.
You gotta pull some like classic rock in there. Some Doors. When you're a stranger, when you're alone, when seem wake. Imagine you leave. Oh, because when you're inside, everything is loud, everything is metal. But when you leave, everything is like older.
Strange.
In the rain.
Remembers your name
When you're strange, when you're strange. Adaptations. The Door. Is this adaptation when they take a movie based off of a band and then make like a movie thing out of it? Does that count?
I think so.
Where's like Val Kilmer in the Doors movie? It's not really. It's like adapting their life.
Do you consider then Bohemian Rhapsody the Queen movie about Freddie Mercury to be a musical? What's the one that's the Beatles one where it's like
I gotta say some negative stuff about the Beatles.
you know the movie I'm talking about though, right?
Which one is the Beatles in it?
No, well, it's all Beatles music, and it's the musical that has nothing to do with the actual Beatles, but it's just like, fuck.
What the fuck do I know about the Beatles? Fucking suck. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Oh boy, here we go. That's right. The
Yellow
Beatles.
Submarine. That's what it. No, it's not.
They're in that.
I'm joking.
The Beatles are. We all live in a yellow or 99 loaf balloons.
No, that's not the Beatles.
That's 99 red balloons,
Yeah, but it's not the Beatles.
isn't that?
No, they're some German like 90s group.
Oh shit! I take that back. No, actually, I'm a double down.
Across the Universe.
I'm-
That's
oh,
the one I was
Fucking
thinking
love
of.
Across the Universe.
Oh, but I
Whoa.
hate the Beatles. The Beatles could suck
Okay,
my
I
chode.
actually like the Beatles. I just, I got over the Beatles kind of fast.
Yeah,
It's just hard because the Beatles are good, but you go to a place. I remember the first time I went to Best. I remember going to my coworker, my first ever white friend Brian, and I was like,
Oh, your first?
I was like, Brian. I was like, man. I
Brian,
was like, yo, the
why do all
Beatles
these
are
white
so
people-
good. I was like, the Beatles are so good. Okay, the Beatles are good. I just like, even before I ever got stoned, sitting there listening to fucking,
like-
Sergeant Pepper's, huh?
That's like me, like, within the first year of moving to New York, being like, wow, these Jamaican beef patties are really good.
I like to take you home.
Wow, this is
Come on, you ever,
everywhere.
see the Wonder Years? Where you sing when you sing out of tune. That was the theme song.
Oh,
Would you stand up and walk out on me? I get by with a little help from my friends. Whoa, I get.
Wow.
All right, listen.
You know who I want to see get? I've told you about this. I've told you about this dream. How I want to see get like a full musical that has nothing to do with like a biopic, but it's just like they use the music to make a movie.
What's that?
The Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, of course.
I
we've
want
had,
the
we've
Black
had
Eyed
this con-
Peas to have a jukebox musical so bad. Okay,
How does it
guys,
start?
Guys, it starts. First, it starts in the middle of the narrative. Okay, right? Because any good story starts in the middle.
Oh, God.
And then flashes back to like the beginning, and then kind of sums up how we got to the climax, and then concludes. And this is in classic Black Eyed Peas fashion on account of in 2010 they released The End that had Boom Boom Pow.
Oh,
and
God, here we
other
go.
hits as Can You Meet Me Halfway. So the movie would start out with Can You Meet Me Halfway. The Can You Meet Me Halfway? I'm right at the borderline. It's where I'm gonna. And so we see like there's some sort of major strife that's gonna happen at the apex of this film. And then we rewind and we of course start with Let's Get It Started. And it's just gonna let's get it started in here. And then like montage, opening credits. Kind of getting an idea of I don't know what the story is yet, but eventually it's gonna start to turn into My Humps, where it's probably gonna be like a love interest thing where a guy gets smitten with and then my humps, and we're gonna kind of blow through the Elefunk album, right? And so my humps to then
Nothing but songs.
don't funk don't funk with my heart. And you go, no, don't funk with my heart. I wonder if you take me home, would you still be in love? And then we'll get back into the end. It's got the Boom Boom Pow. It's got the I'm a Bee. It's got so many bangers.
It's the end.
Let's not forget about Hey Mama, because that's also a fantastic song. Hey Mama, it's that shit that make a groove, Mama.
I'm gonna
Get
green
on
like
the floor
this.
and move your booty, Mama.
I green like this. It's over.
No, some may argue that the first Garfield movie with Bill Murray as the voice was the initial Black Eyed Peas jukebox.
Definitely,
musical.
because they had a.
You're not wrong. Also, at some point in the movie, someone's gonna have to have a bar mitzvah on account of I Got a Feeling, because that is the quintessential bar mitzvah song.
But there's only one problem.
What?
I refuse to greenlight it. I refuse to greenlight it unless you don't use Let's Get It Started.
No.
I need no whitewashing of the Black Eyed Peas.
That is not whitewashing.
I don't need ableism washing of the Black Eyed Peas. I need
You
to
wanna-
hear I just want to hear it.
Hey, James, I got one question for you. Where's the love? You know? Where's the love?
Tell me you
y'all?
wouldn't tell me if you were at a movie theater and it started at the beginning. Let's say at the beginning, like during the credits, there was like a Black Eyed Peas thing, and it's like, let's get it started here, right?
Yeah.
But then it
And
jumps
the
into the
bass
middle,
keeps running,
it jumps
and
into the
running,
middle,
running, and running,
right, which is separate, and then
and
it
running,
comes
running,
back,
and running,
but then it dropped the R word. Well, tell me you would not be in the audience, like, but also like, okay, that's a bold artistic choice. Not autistic.
So
artistic.
maybe the story itself kind of follows like a Forrest Gump kind of thing.
Oh shit. Oh god. No.
Where it like follows the love interest between
I cannot. I fucking can't. Oh shit. Oh my god. I actually imagined.
what you gonna do with all that ass?
Oh my
all
god.
that ass
You can
inside that jeep?
use it.
I'm gonna get mate.
I got you.
Scream.
It's gonna be an adaptation of The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Black Eyed Peas music.
That's
So-
it. No, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is fucking brilliant.
I fucking can't. Okay. No, we're going too long. I feel like I'm
Yeah, we
getting
gotta
too.
wrap.
I feel like I'm not joking.
Oh.
I feel like I'm getting too close. I'm not gonna say.
That might be movie magic though, and if someone
I'm not
has a
saying
problem
to
with that,
ableism, right? But I just feel like. I feel like the songs. Let's get it started. But the original version and my humps should be changed to be the scene where Quasimodo goes to the fair and they tie him to the wheel and they're throwing at tomatoes at him, right?
oh, so the humps in my humps are actually his
Yeah.
humps.
So they're mocking him, you know,
Ooh.
and then it's like a slow
That
redemption.
feels bad.
My
that feels
humps, my humps, my lovely hunchback humps.
my little
And somebody's gonna, there's
laddie
like
lumps.
somebody out there's gonna be like, well, that's too far. Listen, the Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame song has a song where Don Cornholio sings about the lust that he has for the Romany person. Okay, you know, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin.
Probably needs an
It's not my
antibiotic.
fault. I'm not to blame. It's the Romani girls who fault. Literally, it's a song about her, how her sexuality causes him to sin, and obviously it's positioned in a good way, like it's bad. You know what I mean?
like he's the one who's obviously.
But Hunchback is another. You know what? That's my favorite adaptation. How do you? I fucking always love that shit.
Ooh, okay.
The
you know what-
statues?
You know what would also be kind of funny twist to make it like a Pootie Tang kind of spin on Hunchback,
Pootie tag.
where like
Wada tea, wada ta.
he doesn't actually have a hunchback. People just call him Hunchback because that's what he do. He hunches back.
Oh my fucking god!
And
You
it's-
get him away from. It's like, get him out of here, away from my daughter. He's like really handsome. You know, it's like, I can't help it.
Comme ça, comme ça.
Okay, that's it. I'm done. Nope, that's it. We are starting to. Every time we run long, I feel like that's when we start saying stuff. That's the wrong one. No, screw it. I'm doing the next one. If you want to cancel us, right?
When I was a young boy.
If you want to cancel us, you know what you could do? You can leave a comment. You can go to the links and stuff. I would like to say that we have dispelled all of our internal ableism, but the Black Eyed Peas have proved otherwise.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
The Black Eyed Peas make it so easy to be mean to myself. Okay, because I have my own. I
funk with my heart.
I feel like I need to quantify. I can't do it. My name is James Beery,
I've been Chandler Phillips,
and drinking is not required.
but it is recommended.
Woo! Oh, no, I didn't do that. I take that back. God. I really feel that, though. I feel like some Black Eyed Peas. Black Eyed fucking Peas.